Yo, what's good guys, I'm Fire here back with another video, and today we're going to bring you guys another blitz and coverage defense that's also pretty good against the run. It's going to be out of the 3-3-5 wide formation. The play I'm talking about was going to be the Mike Blitz 0. It was really good last year, but people are starting to run it a lot more this year, so I'm going to show you guys the blitz setup for it, my favorite way to run it, and a couple of Bluff Blitz options to adjust out of it as well. So again, we're in the nickel 3-3-5 wide. The defensive playbook I run personally is Ravens. Ravens has all of the great formations: 2-4-5, nickel triple, 3-3-5 odd, 3-3-5 wide, and double A gap. So it really has everything. And then you combine the fact that it has like 1-4-6, 2-3-6, 3-4 bear. It has some really good stuff. So that's the playbook that I run. I recommend you guys run it as well. But for 3-3-5 wide, some of the things you want: make sure you get a safety at linebacker. It's your user. It's very important. Put your Cam Chancellors or Brian Dawkins, Sean Taylors right here at this spot. And other than that, get some athletic guys. Now, since this is a man coverage scheme, you want some acrobats because, you know, people will get burnt in man coverage this year. They will definitely be able to get separation. And if you don't have acrobats, sometimes those closer balls will be caught rather than them being interceptions. So I highly recommend you guys get a bunch of acrobats if you are running this type of a scheme. Also, before we end the video, make sure you guys drop a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more content down below. About 70% of my viewers are not subscribed. So if that's you, you're watching all the videos, you're not subscribed, go down below right now, hit that sub button. But with that being said, let's get straight into it. Alright guys, here we are out on the field now. Now we're going to show the blitz setup. Let's take a look at our play art. You did notice one thing: I am against a spread offense instead of like a bunch. That's just to show the blitz a little bit more clear. You get a little bit more space to see things. I will audible the bunch throughout the video so you can see what it looks like against obviously the best formation. So that should not be a concern for you guys in the comment section that are commenting, why am I not using it against bunch? Just wait, we will be audibling to bunch. I'm just in spread, so we don't have to move 20 players around before the play art, which you'll see when we switch to bunch. But taking a look at your play art, stock man coverage, you see how the slot cornerback against auto flip will be on that left side against spread. And it's actually the same for bunch. Your slot cornerback out of a man coverage set is usually opposite of the bunch out of this particular blitz. So one thing you're going to have to do against bunch and against this is move this free safety over. Not too big of an issue because the blitz is not complicated at all to set up, but that is something to mention. So the first thing that we're going to do is start out explaining why we don't do something. And that's going to be, why do I not press my defensive backs? Why am I not pressing my defensive backs? That's because they get burnt. I'll show you what it looks like if we just run stock man coverage pressed against a stock 4 verticals look. I'll either throw it to B or X here, and you see just throwing it deep to X. He has separation. That was way underthrown by Fitzmagic there, but you saw how he had a step, and that would be a touchdown with any quarterback in Ultimate Team or most quarterbacks in regs. So it's just super easy. I noticed a lot more happening in Mutt. That corner on the right actually had good coverage, but that was probably a 70 overall receiver to be fair, so it makes sense there. But yeah, you don't want to run press at all. Don't press zone, don't press man. Even if I was shaded over the top, would not matter. I could have a +5 speed differential as well. Still would not matter. Trust me, I've pressed too many times, and I've given up too many streak touchdowns in this game to be lying to you guys right now. So do not press. I know it's tempting with man coverage. You want to press. You don't want to let him throw a quick slant. Slants routes seem to have less rounded. They seem to be more rounded routes, so they aren't as crispy, and it's not that big of a deal, trust me. So let's show the actual blitz setup. What you want to do is spread your defensive line. You're going to slant outside. Now, one important thing, you're not going to contain. I'll show you the difference between containing and not containing and why we don't do that. So we're going to start out with the contain. And it's going to be the same thing for the blitz with the place you stand with your user. So where am I going to stand with my user? I can stand on the left or the right. Does not matter. I like the right a little bit better usually, but again, does not matter. The best way to run the blitz is to actually engage. You can actually run it with kind of hovering over, but if you want it to work every time, you're going to engage here, get him off the edge, and this time, not actually sure what happened there. I think the running back kind of bumped into one of my guys, so we're just going to put him on a wheel so that doesn't happen, but you notice how the blitz kind of takes slower. It took a long time for him to get pressure there, and we kind of technically sent 6 against 5 because our user. So not very good there with the contain. We'll show it again. This is just the standard contain blitz. We engage. Oh, look at our contain on that right side. Now he's getting bumped. Now he's running at 2 miles an hour. Why is he going so slow? It's just super terrible this year with these contained blitzes. Really not the best especially off this outside guy. I mean, look at him. He's just getting bumped, just running at 2 miles an hour. Even when he gets free, he just starts running slow. You can see how that's just not clean. Look at how developed these routes are also, by the way. Routes super developed. By now, your man coverage is probably beat by an out route, an in route, corner route, a drag route, any kind of a running back route. So you need quicker pressure than that, especially if you're sending 6, technically 6. You're really only rushing 5 with your user because you can quickly engage and then back up, which I will show you guys how to do. But let's actually show the best way to run the blitz, which is just to slant outside and not quarterback contain. So again, just going to stand here. We're going to quickly engage, and now look how fast. Look at the difference. The tight end, Logan Thomas, you saw in that first play when I went to the replay, he was pretty far to the left, kind of halfway between that inside hash and the numbers. Now I want you to take a look at where he is. And again, with throw times, you have to get the ball off before he even gets hit. You would probably have to release the ball right about here to get it off, because if you released it here, you're probably getting hit. So just look how fast. Now he's not getting bumped. Now he is just running straight to the quarterback with faster guys. That's Kenneth Murray, so that is one of the faster linebackers. But in Ultimate Team, you can probably get even faster guys. And you see just very, very good coverage. Routes just not developed. It's going to be difficult. This is an in route from Terry McLaurin. You see, you can't really throw that. He's not really open, especially when you have to throw the ball, which is right about here, because you can't throw it here. He's not really open on that route, and there's not too many things that would be open. So you do not want to contain. I repeat, I think I've seen some people run this blitz with contain, and it just makes me cringe every time, because you're just hurting yourself, honestly, when you do that. So again, really the total complete blitz setup, let's show it now. You spread your defensive line, you slant outside, you move this safety over, and then you just stand in the gap and engage. So again, there's no containing, you engage, and then you just run back. So very quickly, before I can even almost run back to my user, the pressure is in his face. In the overall, just super fast blitz. Now let's show how to run the blitz without engaging. If I don't want to have to engage with the lineman, if I don't want to have to engage in a block, pretty much just create contact with the O-lineman. There's ways to do it without. One of the ways is kind of holding left trigger and strafing in front of him. Now, I will say these do not work 100% of the time. When you're running this, you're running it at a risk. Now, you will be able to use her maybe a little bit better, but at most, I don't recommend it. I would recommend engaging a little bit more, just because you're guaranteeing that it works, and overall, it's just more reliable. So I'll show you what my kind of advice for running this way is. And it's going to be to kind of snap the ball. You hold left trigger, you kind of, hold the attention there. And you see it works there, but again, trust me, it does not work every time. I will show you what I did with my user, and I was watching the blitz, so I wasn't going back and usering, but I just kind of stand here, hold left trigger to just hold the attention for just a split second, which is kind of what I did. You see I hold the attention from now, and I really didn't even hold it for that long for it to work that well. But now I could sprint back. I would be able to defend Logan Thomas's route. I would be able to defend any deep route that's not an outside streak, and we still get the engagement that we want. But sometimes you'll see, because we didn't hold this right guard's attention for that long, this guy right here, this guy, I hate this, but yeah, then sometimes he will actually pick up Joey Bosa, and in that case, it will not work. But I've also seen instances where this right tackle will actually pick up Kenneth Murray off the edge, and then Joey Bosa will come free. So it works both ways. I'm sure you guys will see it both ways when we're running it, but yeah, you can see it does work. When you don't do it, we're going to do that engage where we kind of hold left trigger, we hold the attention. That's what I was talking about. We still get a pretty quick pressure. It's a little bit slower though. So of course, your defensive ends are likely to be a little bit slower than your outside linebackers, I would assume, unless you have a freak like Montez Sweat there. But again, just stand here. You're going to kind of hold left trigger over, and this is what I was talking about. It doesn't work. And then you maybe are giving up a deep pass depending on the route. So you see, I did the exact same thing I did the 2 plays before, but this time it didn't work. What's the difference? There is no difference. Just sometimes the right guard will block a little bit differently. I'm sure you could do different things like ID players or shift your offensive line. There's probably some differences in the offensive linemen. I'm not blocking any particular way, but I'm sure there are different things that you could maybe do to get them blocked a different way. So I'll try to explain what I do with my user in this strategy. Pretty much what I do is I stand here. When the ball is snapped, I kind of hold the left trigger and move my left stick to that left side just a little bit. So again, I'm standing here, I hold left trigger, I kind of hold his attention there. And that's what I was talking about when I went to the instant replay, where you see the right tackle will pick up Kenneth Murray, and then the right guard almost is able to get back to Joey Bosa. Thankfully, he is lit up, so he will shed instantly, but sometimes they will block that, and even if he just, stops Joey Bosa for a moment, then maybe your opponent's rolling out to the left, and because you don't have contain on the left side, maybe he's able to get out. But you still don't want to contain, trust me on that one. But you guys can clearly see from just this kind of test trial that we've done that you're going to want to kind of engage for the most reliable results and the most consistent results. When you engage, you know for a fact that the right guy is coming through every single time. I actually want to show you guys what it looks like from the other side. So we'll run the blitz from the left side now, and we'll engage with this guy. That was actually a bad engage, but I guess it doesn't matter. The right guy still comes through, so maybe it is just the right guy getting through every time, but I have seen the left guy go through. I'm sure you guys would be able to imagine that also, but let's audible to something like bunch and show it against that, just because I'm not trying to face the comments. So we'll just go to verticals here. Kind of what I was talking about earlier in the video, where you have to move this guy over. You do have to move him over because he's made up on the tight end. You don't want a flat, wide open against a cross man safety, so you can kind of move this guy back as well. But you're just going to, again, spread your D-line, slant outside. Now you see, just because of all the congestion on the right, it usually doesn't get through as free, but I feel like blitzing this way is still better than containment. Usually I might want to stand here and actually just kind of force myself to engage with the left guard just so I can get that left guy off the edge, but I'll show you what it looks like standing over here. We're going to snap the ball. I'm going to engage, and you see still very quick pressure. It might be just a split second, a little bit slower. I'm sure you could kind of line them up and time it, but we're not doing that. But you see it might be a little bit slower, but at most split seconds of time, not enough to really make a difference. In bunch, usually these routes take a little bit to develop, especially out of the bunch. There's not many quick reads that you can make out of bunch. I mean, what am I going to throw? Quick read out of verticals, Z-spot, the out routes take long to develop. But, I mean, yeah, you see the pressure still gets through very quickly. Once again, just going to stand here with my user. I engage. I didn't even engage that time. I kind of just sprinted down, sprinted back up. Still able to user everything and still able to cover literally everything. And still we get amazing pressure rate there. So, I mean, overall, very solid. Now, of course, if they block their running back, your blitz is usually not going to get through. You're only blitzing 5, so if they do, rush 6, you see everything's going to be defended. I don't know really a way to get around that out of this 3-3-5 wide. I know a way out of nickel triple, which is why I think that is a little bit of a better blitz, but I mean, most people would probably rather run this because it is in wide and you can't audible to all of those really good coverages out of cover 4 and cover 3. So that is probably the reason that this would be a more used blitz than nickel triple. Also, it's probably better against the run. Now, this particular setup is not the best against the run. Something like inside zone or base would be pretty solid against this, but you see, there's a lot of guys in the box. There's a lot of opportunity to shed. With a good user, you should be able to stop things pretty well. And of course, if they're running the ball a lot, you don't even have to blitz. You can just kind of leave these guys like here, but I do want to show a quick bluff blitz setup also before the video is over. So if I were running a bluff blitz, what do I do? So probably what I'm doing here is I am going to put this safety here who's made up on the running back. I'm probably going to put him in an inside third. So we're going to put him in the inside third. Now we have 2 extra guys, so we are going to man up the running back on this guy. And then we have an extra zone, so I can, if it's bunch, I would probably want to put the curl flat on the right, so I'll put him in the curl flat and I'll just user him. If the bunch is on the left, we'll put him in the curl flat and we will user Adderley. So for video's sake, well, we actually will audible the bunch just so you get a better idea, and this does kind of mess up our man coverage stuff, so we're just going to man this guy on the tight end instead. So you're just manning this outside backer on the tight end instead of running back. If it's spread, it's running back, so just simple stuff there. But again, I'm probably putting him in the curl flat, and then we're just going to user this outside backer. So make sure you get some guys like JOK or Jalen Smith that are athletic in this spot. And then you snap the ball, and now, he only has 3 rushing on you. You can kind of defend these things pretty well, and you should still be able to get decent pressure. But overall, it's going to do for the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you drop a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel down below. Check out all of my socials down there as well. And that's going to do it for me. Peace. I'm out of here.